Hello, I'm Katie Burd, and I'd like to talk to you today about one of the buzzwords that's been around in education for a few years. Other buzzwords that you might have heard are best practices, value added, charter schools. I'd like to talk to you about accountability. Accountability in the past was a valuable word, and schools took it in a fully defined um, sense of responsibility. A child comes to a school, the school is responsible for a well-rounded education for that child. Today's definition of accountability merely points to test scores. That is where teachers now are being held accountable for, and administrators. There is no longer the wide span of education that classes that we have to be accountable for. It's just test scores. So we have to make a shift in our thinking when someone says, are you accountable for this? Say a family wants their child to go to a particular school because of the fine arts department that is wonderful. And then down the road, say this fine arts class is canceled due to budgets cuts. So therefore, who's accountable to that family when they actually came to that school for that particular course of study? And the same thing, a great athlete wants to go to a school because they are winning a champion school in athletics and the athletic budget is cut. Where do we draw the line and say we are no longer accountable for this when we have to be accountable for this? But today, the only thing we really stepped up to the plate and say we're accountable for is for test scores. And this limits teachers in their creativity, in their passion, and in their desire to give children what they need to become productive adults in our society. Talking with teachers across the nation, they will definitely answer this question. What do you have to do to keep your job? And they will tell you, I have to raise my test scores every year, or I will face being fired, shifted to another grade level or to another school. I am responsible for test scores, even though the product, the child, the children in my classroom year after year changes. And even during the course of a year, some classes have a 40 to 50% turnover with the enrolled students in one class. So how difficult is that to raise the test scores when you start January with 50% of different children? So accountability is true. We need accountability. We need to be responsible for the education that we are providing for children in every single school in America. However, administrators and business people and school boards are filled with people who do not see the whole child. They do not comprehend that there is more than test scores to encourage children to be lifelong learners. So I welcome you to visit me on Twitter. I will place this information in the sidebar down below, and also I will give you my website and my Facebook page for Palm Springs Conservatory, where we are trying to do our part in leading the charge for educational reform. Also, you can visit us on the Michelle Ray's website, which is her organization that she has just established. It's called studentsfirst.org, and our page is called Elementary Teachers for Educational Reform. And you can join us and join in the dialogue about changing our failing schools in America. Thank you. Bye-bye.